like who you are. Well, hot dog kept, didn't it work? Now
Woo!
we're recording. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Clyde. Nikki, if you don't mind introducing yourself to everybody, just sharing who you are, what your background was, and what were you looking for when you first found Symmetry?
That's a good question. Okay, so Nikki Glotfelty.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm, do I say my age? Is that appropriate? I'm
Go for it.
51. Does
Go
that
for
make
it.
sense? I'll be 52 this year.
Looking good.
Um, I live in Orlando, Florida, and so I've been here, let's see, I started with Symmetry pretty much like December of last year. So like I've been here like a year and a couple months.
Wow.
And no insurance background at all. I mean, every bit of the conversation was uncomfortable and awkward for me because I didn't know mortgage protection from schmortgage schmections. So,
Yeah, guys,
uh,
if you can't tell, this is gonna be a good one. I'm
uh,
excited. Go ahead and keep going.
so first of all, I just want to say, like, just to be invited in your presence, Jordan, today is like
Oh, split.
amazing because I look up to you and can't wait to pick your brain and be and along with about a dozen other folks as well. So me being here is I don't know if anyone can get a nugget, great. But I'm still learning and figuring stuff out. And so whatever success I have had is I kind of feel like I kind of fell into it by following the rules and that's
Yay.
it. Just
I
a
love
copycatter. I mean,
really good copy, Kitty. I love that. Well, Nikki, what's your background? Like, what were you doing before this fell into your lap, and what were you looking for in a career that you didn't have before?
okay, so I am a massage therapist, have been a massage therapist, energy healer, life coach for a long time. Just being of service, being connected with people, serving people in a deep, connected way has been my passion. I used to be a teacher and a stay-at-home mom. Um, but anything financial, insurance was just like it was just like speaking Chinese. So I think what brought me here originally is that wait, did I? It's part of my talk on the weekend. So I'm going to save that one for the conference. But what brought me specifically and why I wanted to be in symmetry is that there was a part of me that felt self-expressed here. I could feel that there was a part of me that wanted to uh, do more. And this was the place because all y'all were already doing it. And I felt so comfortable listening to everybody. Um, because like you always say, this is a leadership, a self-improvement company that just happens to sell insurance. And so it was just right up my alley. And I was like, I think I can do this. There was just more in me. And I like challenges. So, okay, I don't know anything about finances or money or insurance. Well, then let me go at it and like see what I can do here. I don't want to stay comfortable in all that I know, right? That's no fun.
No, I think that's lovely. So here's what I'm hearing, Nikki, is you're somebody who was already focused on giving back to people. You enjoy being of a service to people. There was just this limitation you had hit in massage therapy, as an energy healer, as, a personal life coach. There was a limit, and you realized here's a whole chapter of being an adult that I know nothing about. So, what's a better way to learn about it than to step into it as a potential career, get licensed, get certified, and then you found out that there was a company out there that allowed you to express yourself, what really mattered to you as being of service to somebody. And educate them in a field that you literally felt for years. You were like, I don't even know anything about it. I mean,
Mm-mm.
talk about marrying a calling with being of service. I think that's so great. That says a lot about you, Nikki. And I just want to also throw this out there. You're doing this part-time? Like you're still a
Mhm.
massage therapist?
I am.
So, it's so funny whenever you hear cooks say part-time mom and you're like, no, you part-time comma, then mom. Right. Right. There, you're a full-time mom too. How many kids do you have?
I have two kids, 6 and 8.
Awesome. So they're all
Hmm.
self-sufficient. They don't need you anymore, right? I'm just
Of
kidding.
course.
Of
No, they're
course,
all
right?
good. They drive themselves to school. They're all good. They cook, they clean. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. We're gonna have a whole nother call for how to make your 6-year-old cook for themselves. I'm just kidding. The kid does not cook for himself. But
No.
I want to just give you all the love here, Nikki, because how many of us have kids? Let's go around the room. Put your hand up if you got kids. How many of your kids are home right now? You know what I mean? Like how many of your kids are in school? How many of us have to go pick up our kids from school today? Everybody, right? So you got to time it out. It's in your calendar. There's non-negotiables. You got to be somewhere. So one of the things that I think is so brilliant that you have yet to really, what did we sing yesterday? She don't know she's beautiful, right? Like she doesn't know how valuable her intentionality is for you all to hear. So that was like, come on, girl. Like we're gonna put you on the spotlight. I'm gonna put you in front of everybody. And the biggest thing I see that takes people out of this business is, of course, a lack of consistency, but the lack of consistency comes from a lack of intentionality in your schedule, right? Where the day hits you smack in the face versus you knowing what the day's going to look like when you woke up, right? So, Nikki, one of the things Nikki does really well that I've learned so far from her, she already knows what her day's going to look like. Shoot, she already knows what her week's going to look like. And that's because she's ahead of it. She's intentional. And the more we stick to it, the more we offer this discipline to our own personal business, the more you're going to get results part-time like Nikki. Nikki's done over 75,000 APV for the year already, guys. And she's part-time. That's big money, guys. If you're brand new, that means that as a brand new agent, if you issue place that if slash when you issue place 75 grand, you're depositing at least almost 40 grand in your bank account this year. This year. And who comes from a job where you made 40 grand for the year? Anybody used to making 40 grand, 60 grand yearly? Nikki's already getting this knocked out part time. Part time, guys, around her other biz. So with that, what I want to edify and give you some space for, Nikki, is just talking about your schedule, talking about what it looks like to plan out your week. When do you really get intentional about it? And then we'll move into talking about lead flow as well on top of that. Because it
Yeah.
not only do you have to have a strict schedule, but you also got to have resources, y'all. And we're going to be stepping on resources in a moment with Nikki. But Nikki, the floor is yours, girlfriend. Just if you don't mind talking about what planning your week looks like, when you
Schedule.
can do it, and your
Yeah.
schedule.
And I want this to be, I don't want this just to be about Nikki Hour. No, that's not going to help anybody. What I want this to be about is if you guys getting something from this and really keeping to a schedule. That's the important piece, whether it's my schedule, Jordan's schedule, Elijah, I mean, all the big players, all the schedules, right? So, um, what's really important is on my schedule, I have a handwritten one next to me because I'm old like that. But
Let's go. Let's go.
like to see it. So I put all the kids' doctor's appointments and my dentist appointments and I get massages.
I
All
know.
everything on my schedule. So that comes first and then all everything else gets worked around it. But what I'll do, I stay up until 9 and 10 o'clock at night analyzing my day. That's a big part of my schedule. I'll say, okay, didn't get this. I have tons of little sticky notes next to me and I stick these on. I do that because they were temporary. Because what happens is at the end of the night, I go, oh, didn't get to that, didn't get to that. So that's the very first thing I will stick on my notepad. I can't get past it. It's going to be right here when I open up that computer the next day and I say, oh, that's the first thing I have to do.
All right,
But my
pause,
day,
pause, big pause.
yeah,
Take notes, y'all. Take notes. Who else? Who here has a to-do list that feels overwhelming right now? Have you written it down? Have you written down what needs to get done today? Did you write down what didn't get done yesterday? Write it down. Write it down. Go ahead, Nikki. Your
nice, Megan.
floor is back to
So
you.
well, I'm just saying this is my best friend. It's the big yellow notepad that makes me feel like a grown up and very professional or something because it's like a yellow professional thing. But it's big and it's wide. And here's the cool thing is that when I'm done, I feel like I'm my kindergarten teacher again. When I'm done, I flip it over, but I can go back and be like, oh, wait a minute. I can cross that off. I love it. I can cross it off. And this is my big clunky to-do list here, every day. So
Love it.
how I start my day is very intentional. I wake up at 5:30, sometimes 5:45, and I meditate and I journal and I read. Can that has to happen every day. I have to get my mind right before my kids wake up because I
Pause.
want to be
Pause. Wake
yeah.
up for your kids, not to your kids, guys. I'm learning this personally right now. I'm
Mhm.
learning this. So, how long do you give yourself to do your morning routine?
Oh, you're cutting out. Sorry,
Oh,
you cut out there for a second.
how long do you give yourself to do your morning routine?
An hour and a half.
Perfect. You keep going. Go, go,
A
go.
lot.
Go.
It's a lot, but it takes a while because I start breakfast first for the kids and then I go and I have meditate. So that's really important because that's when I get my mind right for my day. And then I wake the kids up, spend some time with them, I take them to school. And if anybody who has to leave the house in the morning, if you don't, I highly recommend it, even if you leave for 5 or 10 minutes and come back, because I jam out in the car for 10 minutes with my rap or my techno music or whatever it is. And I
Uh-uh.
just start, oh yeah, I'm super loud in
Oh
the car.
man. It was hold on, a quick plug real quick.
Yeah.
Chris said to me, "Hey, if you're going to host a production call, can you please put somebody on there with you that's not exactly like you so that there's two different voices on the call?" And all I've learned is that Nikki and I are the same person. So
Yikes.
this one's for
Oh my
you,
God.
Chris. This
Oh my
one's
God,
for
I
you, Chris.
wish.
But rap and techno heard.
So I talk to myself about the day is my point, is that as I create the day for me, I create the energy for the day. And I don't want to get corny, but I'll say if there's issues going on with my clients or with carriers or like, hey, this is not getting approved or this, I'll say Melissa Smith is getting handled today. I'll yell this in the car on the way home. Uh,
I love it so much.
Jonathan Johnson is signing his thing today. I'm getting paid on that one today. I'm
Let's
able,
go.
and I'll say all three of my appointments before noon are showing up, or whatever it is that I want to create for the day. That's my 10 minutes home.
Mm-mm-mm.
So by the time I pull in my driveway, I can't wait to run up to my office because now I'm just fired up. I already know my day is going to go really, really well. And
Mm.
I sit down, I handle my issues for the first hour. And then, so from 9 to 10:30, I do carrier calls, any kind of docu-signs, appointment stuff. I wrap it up. I don't want to wait to the end of the day because guess what? If there's an issue, then the carriers are closed and I can't handle it.
There you go.
Um, and plus that gets me closer to getting paid some of the time. So want that first. And then the huddles, of course, always the huddles. The only time I won't be at a huddle is if I'm either massaging, I'm at my other job or I'm have an appointment. But I really try not to schedule appointments during huddles, but sometimes clients can only do what they can do. And
Hmm.
then my appointment times are from 11 to 2 and then 5 to 8. Now, 5 to 8 is a little negotiable because I got to handle pickup and dinner and stuff like that too. So my husband and I kind of juggle. But I just hired, I guess, my babysitter to come pick up my kids because I realized there was an IPA hour that I was really analyzing that I lost a lot of time out just picking up the kids and back and forth. So now that my babysitter comes, picks the kids up and brings them home, I'm more available to them. I'm not thinking about work. When they come in the door, I'm like, I'm here. I can be with you for the full half an hour or
Big
hour or
pause.
whatever.
Pause, guys. So here's what she did. She found that her time going, like her time present with her kids was more valuable than her being possibly not there 100% for her kids. So what did she do? She decided to put, I don't know, 20 bucks, 30 bucks to go have someone pick up her kids so that whenever she's fully present with her kids, she's fully present with her kids, and when she's in an appointment, she's fully present with her appointment. Nikki, this is everything. This is so everything. How you do one thing, y'all, is how you do everything, right? And I love the
Preach,
hands.
Jordan. Preach, Jordan.
I love the Elmo on fire hands is what I saw right there, right? And like I am obsessed with this, Nikki, because you didn't show up to Symmetry this way, right? You had to start your
No.
day developing yourself, remaining green, looking for ways to be better for your people every day, not just on the days you feel good and not just on the days you're inspired, but every day you start your day ready to grow yourself so you could be better. And you've grown yourself into the person you are right now. Right? So
Yeah.
Reminder,
appreciate it.
everybody, who you're seeing Nikki as, how she's running her appointments, how she's running her schedule. She's giving you this wisdom so you don't have to make the same mistakes that Nikki did when she first started. But we all have to go through the same personal development journey to get to becoming the version of you who does the things that Nikki is doing right now. Right? You can't skip that part. You can't skip that part. So I'm fired up, Nikki.
Yeah.
Keep going. Keep going. So
No, that was a slow clap though. I had to put the
yeah,
slow clap in
I
that
love
one
you did the baby
because
hands and the slow clap, so it's a win-win. I love it. So keep going. So you have somebody pick up your kids. I
well,
love
what
that.
I want people to get from this is that at the end of your day, I don't care what kind of day you had, a great day, you got 5 appointments and everybody showed up, or you had one of those days where you got to find your horizon because you are falling off and it was a mentally draining day. You got to sit down and objectively look at your day and take notes on it. Be like, you know what? What didn't work today? What did work today? Because if that same problem comes up on my little yellow notepad, let it like 3 or 4 days in a week, week after week, I got to do something about it. And what I found about the babysitter thing about the picking up is that 5 to 6 is when everybody wants appointments. So I was either wrapping up an appointment, rushing off to get my kids, or that hours just seemed to be I wasn't happy. My kids weren't happy. I weren't happy. The client, nobody was happy. So I said, that's a problem I have to fix, the 5 to 6 hour. How can I fix it? So my biggest nugget I want to throw out there is just analyze your day. If you are someone who's having issues with dialing, if you're having an issue, be honest with yourself and say, you know what? I need to ask my mentor about this, or I need to analyze how we can get better at this. Because if it's not working, it's not working and you need to fix it
Mm,
because you want to streamline your day, have a schedule. So if my appointment times, like at first, I remember I didn't do appointments at night. And I was like, everybody gets off work. How come I'm not doing appointments at night? I got to do some appointments at night. Maybe I only do it 2 days a week or 3 days a week because of kids or, work, but I still have to make some time for evening appointments, right? And then from 8 to 9, I'm wrapping up policies, I'm analyzing, um, and I'm putting things in op, that kind of thing. And then I'm usually done by 9:30 at night. So it's a good 9 to 9 on the days that I'm here
yeah.
because, and then I make my to-do list. So I say, okay, this is
Mm.
the first thing I need to do tomorrow morning. It has to get handled.
Big pause. Here comes the hug. It's coming. I'm so excited. How many days a week do you give your business?
Oh, uh, the 7 days. I mean, I work every day,
Oh, I know.
but
But
yeah.
how many days are you working 9 to 9?
Mm, most days except for when I'm at the massage place. So maybe 4 or 5.
4 to 5, right? Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's sit with four, right? Let's talk with four. How many
Yeah.
sits can you get in on those 4 days?
I usually get maybe 5 or 6. Remember, I'm part-time, so I'm trying to get to 8 every 8 to 10 every week. So I try to get to maybe 4 or 5 on the days that I'm here fully.
I love that. Okay, so you're 4 to 5 each of those days, is what you're saying?
I'm probably 4 to 6 appointments. I'm probably 3 to 4 sits on those days.
Got it. Okay,
As long as
so
I get to 8 by Friday. And if I don't get to 8 by Thursday, I'm calling like you wouldn't believe. And I'm overbooking, double booking. Sometimes it has to creep into Saturday mornings, which is, but I'll do what I have to do.
see, here's what I love about you, Nikki, is you will do whatever it takes to hit your number, right? Your non-negotiable definition in your business is different than people who are not getting consistent results. And the reason why is because by Friday, if you don't have your stuff, you're still growing. You didn't say, well, it's 2 o'clock. I'm done. Right? Well, shoot, I didn't hit it by Thursday, so Monday I'll get here, right? Like, no, you literally give it everything you got to hit those non-negotiables. And it has led to you performing in a way that you don't even realize how big and beautiful it is all I got to say about that. Right? So I want to just give you so many props there. What's your lead flow for the week, Nikki?
So I have 20 leads a week. They're mostly MIAs. They hit Tuesdays, they hit Wednesdays, they hit Saturdays. And then if I'm finding like these last couple of weeks, a lot of my MIAs were MIA, right? They didn't I mean, they didn't answer. They hung up. They were not acting like MIAs, by the way. They were not very good clients, but no, I'm just kidding. But so no, it doesn't matter. I just get more leads. That's not a big deal. So I had a couple of weeks where, my leads were not whatever was happening. It's life. So I just went and bought more CIAs, more MIBs, more CIBs, more, and I fill my calling with that. And that always works, by the way. So there's no excuse of like, well, my leads didn't answer my lead. Yeah, that happens. It happens to all of us, but it doesn't matter. I still sit with 8 to 10, and I still like, really, Elijah's been so huge with this because about back in December, I reached out to him and I said, this is what I want to make next year. And what do I do? And he just gave me some numbers. Like, this is what you need to do every week. And I have the number up here. This is what you need to make, like deposit.
What's the number?
45. It was actually before I started kind of doing a little bit better.
You're so
It
funny.
was, but yeah, 45, 65 or something to take deposits in my bank account every week. But actually, I need to redo those numbers because I've already been hitting that. So, but that's what started it though. It was like I needed to
God
get like,
bless America. Everyone
yeah,
give it up for Nikki, man. So wait, so you're telling me that an elite producer told you you need to do X, Y, and Z, and you did X, Y, and Z, and now you're making more money than whatever he told you?
yes,
What a crazy habit that's going on here. Thank
just
God
be a,
we don't gatekeep Jack over here.
no,
And
we,
y'all should be really proud of my censorship. I'm just saying I used to say all the words, but my daughter's listening now. So it's gonna be barnacles, Jack, other words that are not curse words. It's what I'm bringing to you today. So I'm just so excited for you, Nikki. You got me hyped. Oh, I'm starting to start sweating.
I know,
So
me too.
you're telling me. I wonder if it's the same reason. I hope we're sweating for the same
I'm
reason here.
excited to be
Yeah,
here.
it's because I'm excited too. That's why
Because I think if you all got that you can't do this your own way,
I'm. Oh,
I mean, seriously. So it took me the reason why it took me so long to get to any part of success, like any kind of success, like any kind of deposits in a week, is because for this first 6 months, I really, really thought, y'all, that I could figure out my own way, get my own CRM, do my own way. And oh my God, I just wasted so much time. So when your mentor says that these are the numbers, guess what the numbers are? They're
yep.
not over here on the numbers, they're under here, over on the side of the numbers. Those are the numbers. So
Mm.
it's not a game of magic, it's a game of follow the numbers. Hit your calls, hit your sits, and I promise you, if you apply just that piece, the dials and the sits, like every week,
Every
every single
week,
week, every week,
non-negotiable. Not
it's
what about some weeks we don't? What about that? Is that
that
okay?
doesn't work, Jordan.
That doesn't work. Okay, so every week.
So
And
wait,
then
what about the weeks that you're not feeling it, or your cousin called you and they said that they are, going through a divorce and you need to make a phone call, and your neighbor down the street didn't put his garbage cans up, so you're mad about, I mean, I don't know, I'm just making stuff up.
I love the riff, and Danelle over here is probably beaming, knowing that there's a third one of us out here that thinks and talks and acts like this. And I'm just saying, I met Danelle in Temecula, California, and I met Nikki in my office. Is all I gotta say. So I'm just so excited that you're in my life. It's about to get real, especially with the rap and the techno and the riffing. But the answer is you show up every week. You show up every single week. I don't care if you don't feel like it. If you had a different job and you was sick, the only way you'd get out of work is, pay PTO. And if you ain't got no PTO, you ain't got no job when you don't show up, y'all. Thankfully, you own what you have here, right, Nikki? You own your schedule, you manage your time. So you show up every week.
I show up every single week. And I'm just going to throw this out. It is not all rainbows and fairy tales for everybody here. Just because there's deposits or there's things going on, listen, the days that you're mentally not feeling this business are the days that you really need to step out of yourself and say, you know what, I want to grow today. I don't want to stay comfortable or uncomfortable in this mental state. I promise you, I challenge you actually. The next time you have a day where you're mentally off, you're feeling overwhelmed, You don't want to make another dial. You have something going on. We all have life issues. Nobody
Amen.
escapes that. I
Mhm.
want you to challenge yourself to do one piece of action, just one. I want you to walk into your office and go, you know what? Okay, okay, fine. I'm going to do something that because Nikki said it, because Jordan said it, because Elijah, everybody's saying this. I'm going to do one thing today. What am I going to do? Okay. I'm going to call that one client that I had that really good connection with because it might lift me up a little bit. Or I'm going to call this just one action because as soon as you step out of that mental frame of, oh my God, this is so hard. I don't want to do this. As soon as you make that decision and you leap into, I'm going to do one thing, you've already grown, y'all. You've already grown. Your growth has exponentially grown. Yep, I'll say that.
Yep, you nailed it. No,
And
I
then
love
it's gonna snowball from there. It's not about not acknowledging your feelings, but you are not your feelings.
it. Mm,
Your life is not your feelings. Your life is more than your feelings. It's your feelings. And then what are you doing about your feelings? What decisions are you making about them? Are you making them more important? Is despair and sadness and overwhelm more important than your life? No, it's just okay for right now, temporarily, I'm feeling this. But I also am, can I say badass? Sorry.
yeah, you got it. You got it. You got it.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, you
But you
can.
can
Yeah.
also decide that you are a hard worker. You can also decide that you were motivated. You can also decide that you're a success. And how does that want to show up? How
Mm,
does success want to show up?
mm. I'm fired up. Another thing that we were talking about yesterday, Nikki, because there's more than one way to skin a cat, guys. Let's just know it, right? Elijah runs his appointment by a PowerPoint. I hate PowerPoint. I never use PowerPoint. I run my appointments by the real script. Nikki blends the two, right? She's figured out what works. But let me tell you what really works, that works for Nikki on a high level, is how she connects with her families. And we wanted to dive into the in the appointment process. What is Nikki doing? Is she a finesser? Does she what's the phrase that they used to use in timeshare? Spin heat is what they used to say, which was lying. It was awful, right? No, Nikki doesn't lie.
Right.
Oh, I mean, she ain't lying to her clients. She might lie to me. I'm just kidding, Nikki. You wouldn't do that. You're right.
Maybe.
Yeah,
No.
maybe. Right.
No.
But on a real note, y'all, like what Nikki does really well is she connects with people. And this is what I find to be so attractive about this business model, about the service that we provide, guys, because we are not here, exactly, Ron, we are not here to sell vacuums and to build value in an item. We are here to service the family, get to know their needs, because everyone, here's shocker, everyone's going to die. It's true. It's true. I am. Danelle won't, but I will one day. And it'll be before my husband because I am not doing that life without him. Heck no. Told him that. Made that agreement. I was like, I got more life insurance than you because you're going to need it because I'm going first. That's how it works. But really, what she does is the reason why her clients trust her is because of how she listens. It's how she connects with people. And that is not something, guys, that is talent. It is a skill set. And every single one of y'all have the ability to learn how to be a better connector. And see, Nikki, that's what I want to give you some space for is talk about what is your intentionality when you're in the appointment? Is it talking about you? Is it getting them to like you? What does connecting with the family look like on your scale?
Okay, again, to not make this a whole hour about the Nikki hour because it's making me feel uncomfortable, but
Get over
I
it. Get over
the important piece is what can you extrapolate? That was the word I wanted to
it.
use today, and I
Yeah.
just
I'm gonna
used
and I'm
it.
gonna try to spell it in the chat. Hold on.
Extrapolate from this is the difference between my first 6 months here and my last 6 months here. First 6 months, I tried to get to know the clients and how what what brought you to Colorado. No, and this works for some people, but it was just coming off really inauthentic for me,
Mm,
right? The first 6 months I was here, I was trying to build so much rapport with them that they were like, you could just tell they're like, because they're on Zoom and I can see they're getting antsy. That they were wanting me to just get to the business. and getting into business. Like they just want to
Mhm.
know. Of course, you don't we don't want to become a quote machine, right? You're not going to jump right to the giving the options, no way. But I found that if I just start, so the first 6 months, I asked them tons of questions about themselves, like, but not business things, right? Like, so, what do you like about your house? I don't know, just weird questions, and it wasn't landing. And then I stopped that, and I realized, let me ask about the things that I just don't know about yet that's relevant to what they're asking for here. They showed up to the appointment. They're on Zoom. They downloaded an app to get on Zoom with you. They they pushed away all other things to be here with you. You bet your bottom dollar that they're going to buy something today
Right.
because they don't just show up unless you're going to give them an $800 payment on something. They're going to protect their family with something. So respect their time enough to look at the information, and I'll say something like, "Oh, okay, Jordan. So it says here you're at," and I always confirm what I have. I have you at 123 Jones Street, blah blah blah, and I confirm all of it, even if it sounds boring. They know that you know them. And I
Hmm.
always look up their equity as well, real quick. It takes 2 seconds. I go to Zillow while they're doing their Zoom, and it takes them 15 minutes to get on Zoom. These old folks, I love them. I'll just do a quick little equity check. Like, okay, no equity. Okay, cool. I need to know that. Maybe I won't, mention it. Maybe they have $50,000 of equity. I put that down. Now they know that you're a real professional. That's part of the deal, right? Well, that's part of your asset pile. So I'll go through questions that I already know, and I'll ask them, is this correct? And you live here and you've lived here for how long? Now, when you said that your daughter lives with you, tell me more about that. And I just ask them questions because it's important, right? If their kids live with them, they don't want to sell that house. Their kid, that's going to be an important piece of selling them either critical period or not, right? They're not going to want to sell the land and sell the house. They're going to want to keep the house. So how are you going to bring that into the deal later, right? So I just asked them a lot of questions, Jordan, like about their house. Do they love it? How long are they going to be here? Have they had the conversation? Jordan, have you talked to your daughter yet about, I know it's gonna be an uncomfortable conversation, but have you had the conversation with her about, would she want to stay? Would she want to sell the house? Or, you know, and most of the time they haven't had the conversation, and that's okay, but it starts the wheels turning because now they know that you are their advocate. You're not
Hmm.
selling them anything. You are their advocate. You're trying to get them exactly what they want, not your agenda,
Mm.
right? So as soon as they say, no, we want to stay in the house. Okay, we got to respect that,
Right.
right?
That's big. No, we're gonna do some crowd work. Check that out. Yep.
Yeah.
In the chat, when you're going through the quality questions, or if you're going through the financial information form and you're diving into assets, you're diving into who's in the house, who's going to take over the house. Let's get some questions in the chat. Now, here's the trick. Is the questions that we're going to be asking as quality questions in the chat when you guys engage, which Taylor, I thought that was like a ferret in the corner, but it was your hand. It scared me. See that ferret right there. Taylor Huey. Doesn't that look like a ferret, Nikki? Did you see it?
I don't
Anyways,
see.
that right there. But anyways, moving on. Distracting. Stop it. The questions have to start with what, where, when, how, or why. All right, I want you all to think of some quality questions you can ask in the appointment to get to know a family that start with what, where, when, how, or why. Yes or no questions. I'm going to put an emoji on it of a squid, is what's going to happen if you put that in the chat. Which is my favorite emoji, by the way, Nikki, is the squid emoji. I think it's very
Mhm.
cute. So let's do some work together. This is a production training call. We're all training together and we're done talking at you for a second.
Yeah.
Let's all work together and come up with some quality questions that you could ask to get to know the family. How long have you lived in a city? Perfect, Danelle. What would your situation look like for them financially if you didn't come home? That's solid.
Mhm.
What I love about that question, Nicole, is the answer. isn't no or yes. It's a long answer. What are the goals for this coverage? And why is that important to you? That's
Mm,
solid, Holly.
I
Love
like
that.
that. What are your goals?
Hmm.
I'm gonna write that down.
What will the spouse do if you lost your paycheck? If we never met and didn't have this conversation, what is in place for your family if something happens tomorrow? Nailed it, Brooke.
Yep.
How would you want to stay in the home if something happened? Ooh, how would you want to stay in the home? How long could you stay in this house, and how long do houses take to sell in this area? Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
Donnie, what has you looking at this right now?
Mm-hmm. That's a big one. Why not push this down the road a couple of months, or why not have you a few months ago? Why now? Why is it important now?
What happened? Er, um, oh, who do you know has benefited from something like this, or could have benefited from something like this?
Mm, I like that one. What do you know?
I love this. Keep going, guys. Shout out to, I'm going to give you all shout outs. Donnie, Taylor, Melissa, John, Megan, Brooke, Holly, Nicole. Y'all engaging. If I haven't said your name yet, it's your turn. Donnie quit. I'm just kidding. Don't quit. It's so good. What has been your biggest challenge keeping you from getting covered? Ooh,
Mm,
who would inherit this home ultimately?
if something happens to you. Yeah.
How long have you been thinking about this? That's big. Hey,
Jordan,
Jansen Van Wigan.
Jordan, I'm not sure if it's appropriate to unmute, but I feel like it'd be easier to explain this than type it.
I
Yesterday, I
was
feel like I asked you.
I really wanted to tell you it was inappropriate, but I'm just great. I love it. It's you asked a yes or no question, so it was my chance to say no. But keep going, Brooke.
I love your honesty. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yesterday I had a guy, and you'll probably hear this a lot. He was like, we booked the whole appointment, and then after he was like, why do I even need this? And like, is this something I really need to talk about? And I said, well, you tell me, would you rather your family inherit what you've put into the house and all of the hard work that you've put to get this house? Would you rather that go to your family or back to the lender? And he goes, all right, we'll be talking tomorrow. We have an appointment today. So not a question in the appointment, but a question when booking the appointment. That was
Mm,
helpful.
I
I
love
love that.
that.
That is, you know what? It's appropriate. Check, little check.
A
Also,
little too lengthy.
everyone hit Ron with the squid. He didn't ask what, who, what, how, when, where, should. He said should. Ron, ask that question again. Ask the question again, but figure out how to start it with what, where, when, how, or why. I love it. Who do you love? Who do you love? That when you leave this earth, do you want to leave a legacy with? I love it, Jason Vindemwiggen. That's a great name. All right, y'all. As you can tell, who, what, where, when, why, and how questions lead to engagement. We learned that in the book of the month last month. Allow the client to to paint the picture for you. Everything you say is a lie. Everything they say is the truth. Did you know that? You learned that today if you didn't know that. So, lastly, y'all, just wrapping up with Nikki here because I know you don't want it to be Nikki hours, so we'll make it Nikki 45. But I enjoy you so much. I didn't know I was going to enjoy you this much, but that's how friendship works, y'all.
I love it.
Me too. Nikki, what
Can I just interject one thing about
please,
questions?
please. Yeah, no, this is your space, girlfriend, and
Well,
you're,
no, it's I just feel like, and I don't know if we're supposed to do this, so I hope this is okay.
I'll
But
tell you if it's not. Don't worry about it.
okay, so just and this might need to be edited later, okay, when I say this, but it helps me during appointments where people are like if they have health, if they have medical concerns, right? And they're kind of downplaying them, right? You know, these people who they have diabetes, a defibrillator, cancer,
And they
you
say
know,
I'm doing well now
I'm
because
so
they're no
healthy.
longer in the hospital, you
I'm
know?
so healthy now. I have zero issues right now.
Oh my
So
God.
and I don't do this to be rude. What I do is I say, let's go on a little trip because I'm actually curious. I stay curious. So I'm saying, I'm going to take you on a little trip. And I bring them to the cheat sheet. Now, I don't know if we're not supposed, I don't do this all the time, but I do this if people are not fully engaged, like their guard isn't down, their arms are all crossed, they're just on looking at me on Zoom like I'm cuckoo. I'll say, okay, so diabetes, defibrillator, liver disease, what to pick one. Let's go on a little trip because I'm curious if this carrier that I chose for you is this is going to work. And I bring them to the cheat sheet. Now, I don't show them everything, but I'll go right to the, you know, liver disease or defibrillator, whatever it is. And I'll say, and I have them look at how many of the declines there are, how many approvals. Not to shame them. I don't say anything. I don't say, but what I just, these are for, again, for the folks that are just, they're not sure. They think they can get $800,000 mortgage paid off for $42 a month, right? Or something like
Bless,
that, right?
bless them.
So I'll say, yeah, I think if you can see, and now they're engaged with me. Now we're as a team, we're looking at this together. It's not me going, well, I have all the answers and I'm gonna,
Yeah,
show you and sell you things. No, it's, hey, look, you know, I think we got a shot here. Decline, 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 decline. But look, we have a shot right here. Does this sound good? Now they're engaged. Now they're like, oh yeah, yeah, that does look good. Okay. Let's try that one. And we're straight to the application. We're filling stuff out. Now they know they're just have a little bit more realistic view of the fact that this is an insurance policy and their medical conditions do play a part in it, and their budget might need to be expanded. So if you guys wonder why sometimes I get the large numbers or my APV is a little bit high in a deal, is because I'm really, in a kind way, I'm very real with them about in the beginning. I mean, I start out the application there, I mean, the conversation about some of their things. And again, not in a shame way, not like, oh my gosh, you're so sick, but like, hey, listen, just so you know, in the realm of things, liver dialysis and cancer 6 months ago, a little bit on the higher risk side is how I'll word it. A little bit on the higher risk side as far as insurance carriers are concerned. Not doable, a little bit on the higher risk. You see what I'm doing? Like I just kind of like let them know, listen, we're not, we can't get the rainbows and the unicorns today.
I
Sorry, that was
love it. No, I think it's great. You're meeting people where they are. Now, this doesn't mean totally change your real script, guys. This doesn't mean totally change your processes. It means coach with your mentor. See if there's something you are doing that is separating your ability to connect and build trust with a family. Because that's
Mhm.
something that Nikki has figured out. Nikki has figured out how to connect with her family, have be on their side of the table. Back in the day when we used to drive to people's homes, aging myself, that's me holding a cane. I love the puppet hand. This is the cane hand. Back in the day when we were driving to people's homes, we weren't allowed to sit across from them at the table. We were encouraged to sit next to them at the table. And that is what you do, Nikki, with the quality of your questions, the way that you make eye contact, the way that you listen, the way you ask for deeper questions, like tell me more. Well, back up. What did you say about that? I don't feel like I truly understood what you meant, right? Allowing for them to expand further so you could be on their side. That's what you do really well, Nikki. And then you come to the conclusion of we're going to get you approved. We just have to work together on that. And I love
That's
it.
that's it. Yeah.
I love it, Nikki. You're the best. You're
You're the
intentional with
best.
you're the best. We're intentional with your schedule. You start your day off right on the right foot by priming your mind. You wake up for your kids, not to your kids. You have your kids and your life in your calendar first, and then your IPAs next. When she was looking at her calendars and seeing how can she do better, she was thinking of the most valuable pieces of her time. Guys, she thought about her kids, she thought about her emotions and the frustrations that they were feeling when she would reflect on her day. Hey, I noticed between 4 and 5 or 5 and 6 that I'm normally flustered, they're mad, they're hungry, or I'm hungry, or whatever is not going right for 3 or 4 days in a row. Something's got to change. Instead of just going, oh, I don't know, I'd rather choose to be confused about how badly my day is going. Instead of that, she actually reflects on her day, is realistic of how she spends her time so that tomorrow will be a better day. Because you guys get to do that. I think that's something that we all lose track of is we all
Mhm.
focus on, oh, woe is me, here's the gap on between where I am and where I want to be, versus really being excited about the fact that tomorrow gets to be a better day and you actually can make today super great too, because
Mm,
you're in control of your time and your space and what you do with it. Thank you,
mm,
Nikki. We're done,
mm.
guys. We're
Thank
good
you.
for finito. It's 46 minutes after the hour, giving you 14 more minutes to go book some more appointments. Be intentional with your calendar and coach up with your mentor. If you learned something today, go ahead and coach with your mentor before you implement it. That this is again one of those moments where Nikki said, "Hey, you hear something from somebody and they said to go do something, actually go do it instead of your own way." This is me telling you, coach with your mentor before you make a change and say, "Hey, I learned this on the production call. This is something that Nikki does. This is something she said. Should I be doing it too?" And go listen to what they coach you on for moving forward next. In the chat, give her some love. Give her some love, guys.
No, give Jordan the love. Jordan, you're
No,
amazing.
stop it.
Whoop, wait, how
Burp,
do you
burp,
do the
burp.
sirens? Whoop,
No,
whoop.
that's good. That's it. That's all. That's all I wanted. I
Um,
love it so
I'm
much.
going to interject one more challenge for every single person here. I want you to be super honest today and look at your calendar. How many sits do you have? Write it down. Write it on a piece of, write it on this so no one has to see it for a minute, but just write it down. How many sits do you honestly have for the, or how many appointments and how many sits have you had for the week? And how many sits and appointments do you honestly sit with every week? Because you fix that, you fix your business.
Bang, bing, bang, 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 bang,
You fix that, you fix your business, you start making a lot of money. Get your
bang,
sits under control.
bang.
I'm out.
Hell,
Mic
I'm
drop.
out. Bye, guys. All the love,
Bye.
and we'll see you in Knoxville. We can't
Boop,
wait.
boop.
Bye. Bye. Bye.